I'm in the middle of the Castlevania 3, Dracula's Curse, which I don't really ever think gets enough love. Most of the people that usually play it say the same thing about it, which is basically that it's pretty much the hardest Castlevania. Well, one of the pretty hardest ones I've ever played. But apparently I'm stuck on level, what, 9? Stage 9 or something? Because I've gotten all the way through the game and I'm trying to do it without a strategy guide because I can't fucking stand strategy guides. Every time I read one, it's so convoluted and vague. Like, oh, you have to go to the north, and then you have to hit a specific block in a certain spot north of something else. And every time I do it, I end up getting lost and pissed off. So I don't try to use, your strategy guides. I think they're kind of bullshit and, not for good players who actually know what they're doing, which is nice. But, level stage 9. Yeah, stage 9. I get through the first two parts of the level, and there's 4 parts to each level, or stage, in Castlevania. And it's perfectly fine, everything's cool up until the third part, where I have to climb stairs and dodge dino bones that are throwing fucking fireballs at me from both sides, with skeleton knights with shields flying in a very strange arc, and they always fucking hit you. Always fucking hit you. They're worse than fucking Medusa heads, and it pisses me off. So, we're gonna say, because I get to the top of that part, I've only gotten past it maybe once. Just once! Just once! Awesome. Beating Castlevania 1, 2, Super Castlevania 4, anything after the Super Castlevania 4, Dracula X. I've played them all, and it pisses me off because this is the Nintendo Entertainment System. Instead of making a completely linear, they made the whole game linear path line. You have your side quest items, everything else, it's fine. Your hearts, they deviated from what they did in 2, which was good, because if you had hearts for your items and weapons, which was fucking awesome, and now they're a method of currency for items that you need. Very, very fucking vague and stupid. Anyways, I'm stuck, and I'm getting pissed. But I do love the game, Castlevania Fiend. So it is a must-have if you are a Castlevania game player. So what I suggest you do is be a dumbass like me, suck it up, and play the fucking game. No strategy guides, no nothing. That's a true player. That's exactly what I used to do, and that's how I used to play my games. If something comes up and it's a little too rough and hard, it's whatever. Just play the game and beat it. That's what they want you to do, and that's what you're supposed to do. So, we're going to leave that at that. My first actual game review when I get it set up and going will be Xenogears, followed by Legend of Mana. Legend of Mana is just going to be a video piece of me just showing the game off, how beautiful it is, and why, and reasons for its hardly any aspect of non-love. So I'm gonna get to that sometime soon. I'm hoping. We're just gonna say I'll get to it sometime soon. I'm hoping. Now, once again, it's the Retro Fiend. Fading your ocular cavities once again. I'm watching a video. Sorry, I'm kind of into the video as I'm talking. I'm going to be doing a lot of that too soon. I'm just going to be playing a random game and bullshitting into the microphone. Right now, what you're hearing is the Game Grumps. Watching them play Link Between Worlds, which is really cool, and I want to get it if I ever get a DS again. Or a 3DS. I have a DS. I have the XL, the large DS, so my eyes aren't strained when I'm playing it. I do wear glasses 80% of the time, so these DS games and everything else is just kind of a pain in the ass to actually play through and watch. I love it. I mean, I bought a DS because I had heard that they had Chrono Trigger, a re-release of Chrono Trigger on it, and they did, and it is probably, in my opinion, the best port of Chrono Trigger I've ever seen. I can literally play through it now without being bored because there's always extra stuff to do in new releases and games. So Chrono Trigger DS is a stellar title that I believe everybody should own if you are a fan of Akira Toriyama. Anything Dragon Ball or Dragon Ball Z related, anything that if you love his art style and the way that his animators and him animate things, then this is definitely a game that you should get. Oh, let's just add one thing that they really didn't have a lot of in the second game, which was Chrono Cross, which was supposed to be I wouldn't say a direct or instinctual sequel to the first game, which I don't believe is true. Chrono Cross is a great game, great elements, story tie-ins with Chrono Trigger, but it wasn't the best game that you could possibly get as a sequel. There was also rumors that they had a third game coming out for the PlayStation 2 called Chrono Break, but I've never heard any. It was a rumor, so I'm just going to leave it at maybe it was just a rumor. I did see some pictures from Japan about the character arc and storyline from Chrono Break, but it never was really documented or added to any kind of a news story or IGN front page, anything like that that you would think that it should be under, and it never was. But no, Chrono Cross is, I don't believe, a sequel. I think it is a. To me, it feels like it should be the third in the next setup. So there should be another game in there somewhere. But Chrono Trigger, yes, excellent game. Chrono Trigger DS, excellent port of the game. There's an extra 25 hours plus of extra side questing and things to do. Yeah, they added new monsters, they added new bosses, they added new music, they added new parts, maps, storyline, and they call them Alabaster Shades, which are basically copies of your characters in your party who are ridiculously strong. I mean, you max your health and your MP and your HP up, and you're always at 999 health and 99 MP. Pretty cool. Good idea. Um, but your Alabaster Shades have upwards of 15,000 HP, and their attacks do pretty much close to 800 points of damage to you. So you better be planning out pretty well on how you're going to fight them, and you better have a lot of Mega Elixirs. If you don't have a lot of Mega Elixirs, go to the Black Omen, go to the room where they have the Tri-Cobra heads, right before you get to the room with the new who sells you items. You can charm Mega Elixirs out of the Tri-Cobra heads all day. It's how you get 99 of them. It's very easy if you remember how to play Chrono Trigger. That game was cemented in my head because it was the only thing I played for 2 summers. I'm not even kidding. I had a Genesis, I had a Super Nintendo, a Genesis, and a Sega Saturn, I believe, at that time, and I played the shit out of all of them. Loved them very much, and I still, to this day, will play Chrono Trigger. Yep, that's how it goes. But now we're going to proceed and end the video now. I just wanted to shoot a quick video. I'm just bullshitting today. Everything I have planned is still in the plans, in the works. So if you are watching and you see me bullshit, that's cool. I'm pretty, as far as it goes, I'm kind of articulate. Yeah, I can't even fucking talk today. Oh, God. Anyways, so I will get back to that another step later. I will give you the true, definitive Chrono Trigger or Chrono storyline in another video sometime down the line. So, keep watching, link, subscribe, whatever you want to do. Retro Fiend here, Ocular Cavities, peace fuck out.